What is going on to the AMC stock group and what is going on to the AMC stock community? Wow, am I excited for today's video because we have the one, the only Mark Cuban on our side, or at least you guys will be able to hear and make your own assumptions for whether you think he is on the AMC stock group side. And look at over here, guys, we have a lot of call options, we have a lot of put options, not directly flowing into AMC stock as much as before, but if we take a look, SPX, or in other words, the S&P 500, the general market is having a lot of inflow, and this will actually be very good because I'm going to be explaining a parallel within the SPY and AMC stock in just a few seconds. And quickly, right, I know that you guys came here for Mark Cuban and to hear what he had to say about AMC stock, but if we take a look, guys, a lot of people are stressing about AMC stock right now, but wait, why are people buying call options and much more call options for the $145 strike price that expires at the end of August? Guys, in our other videos, we were talking about the month of August. This is very exciting, but remember, you guys didn't come here for the call options. You guys didn't come here for the price. You guys came here to hear what Mark Cuban had to say. So ultimately, here's what he had to say.
Some will make money, some will lose money, but that's just the way the market's always worked. The only thing that's really changed is the speed and the density and the reduction in friction for smaller traders to trade. That's the only thing that's changed.
Reddit are on these threads who are saying some of these things too. Do you worry that some of the Wall Street guys could get behind that, some of the big guys, and manipulate those things?
Yeah, but it's not really manipulation. It's absolutely no different than what has always happened, Becky. You know, it's just these folks are picking things where, you know, heavily shorted stocks. They'll go to low float stocks because they know they can flex and show off, you know, and let people see what's going on. But look at it the other way. What if they go after companies that are really good, or maybe smaller companies that are have a great social mission and get people not just to buy them in mass and quickly so the stock price skyrockets, but also to hold on to them, or, you know, in cryptocurrency terms, hodl them so that, you know, that company really can grow based off of the valuation of that stock. You know, so I think now it's just a flex. You know, they pick the right place to show off with these heavily shorted stocks. And, you know, hopefully they'll go to good companies too and help them grow. And we'll see a positive side of this that hopefully will have long-lasting effects.
And now that you guys heard what Mark Cuban had to say when someone was interviewing him, here are some key takeaways that I think a lot of us could actually agree on. The first of the first. The only thing that has changed is that retail traders now have more access to education. And right here, even this option flow right here, a lot of people before would never be able to understand this. But now, since there's more education, now we have alerts that can actually potentially help us in the future. Like back then, when AMC stock was trading around $35 a share, and this was before AMC stock ever hit $70 a share. So keep that in mind. Do you guys know what the most high volume AMC option contract was for the call side? It was the $70 call option strike price. And what did AMC stock go to, right? That was the call option that had the most volume. And what did AMC stock go to? AMC went from $35 a share to $70 a share. And if you guys understood, or at least knew, or had some sort of alert that AMC stock, the highest volume option contract, was the $70 strike price, you guys could have at least bought one option, two option contracts, depending on how much the premium was, and you guys would have seen AMC stock go up exponentially high, and you guys already got your option contracts. That is education. And the person that was talking to Mark Cuban was actually saying how retail traders are manipulating AMC stock, guys. Retail traders are manipulating AMC stock. This is absolutely insane, and this is ironic because now it seems like the hedge funds are manipulating AMC stock exponentially to levels that have been unmatchable, and the same thing happened with GameStop as well. Now, that was both one and two takeaways, right? The first one was that retail traders have much more knowledge when it comes to trading. That is why they are now really ahead of back then, right? The previous generations. And this is going to be a little bit threatening to the hedge funds because now it really is a battle between the hedge funds and the AMC stock group, or not just the AMC stock group, but retail traders in general. And now the second takeaway, as I said, and this one is very bizarre, it is ironic in my opinion. And so the person told Mark that she thought that AMC stock was being manipulated by the retail traders, and it seems like now, as I said, the hedge funds are trying to manipulate the stock. So that is very, very comical. And the third takeaway is that Mark Cuban talks about companies, and this is very important, okay? Mark Cuban talks about companies that will increase their share price because they're actually very good companies. Now, which two companies end up benefiting the most from this talk that Mark Cuban ended up talking about. It was AMC and it was GameStop. These two companies have been unmatchable. This type of movement has yet to be seen ever before. I mean, you could count Volkswagen, right? But Volkswagen ended up having a decline in share price after the whole exponential short squeeze ended up happening, because Volkswagen was actually historically the best short squeeze in the history of short squeezes. That stock went up exponentially high, but the takeaway from that, so it had a peak and then it ended up going down. AMC stock has not yet fallen to the lows of the lows, okay? And no one expects AMC stock to go to the lows of the lows because there's so much retail traders backing up this stock, and I think that's why the person that was talking to Mark Cuban thought it was unfair. Because now retail traders have a lot of power. They have a lot of power. Look at all these call options. We have a 1.5 million to a 1.3 million put option. And this is just traded on the New York Stock Exchange. We do not know how many shares and how many options are being traded on the dark pool, okay? So this is just on the actual New York Stock Exchange. And I'm going to reiterate this, but the AMC stock group has a lot of power. They have a lot of momentum behind it. And this parallels with exactly what Mark Cuban said. Good companies will increase the share price because they're actually very good companies. AMC stock, the CEO of AMC stock, Adam Aron, has done nothing but try to help the AMC stock retail traders. Now, he cannot 100% help us in every way possible because sometimes he has to put his company first. And not only that, even when he tries to put his company first before the retail traders, that is actually going to be benefiting us in the long term. And what do I mean by that? Well, when AMC stock did their dilution and they had one of their dilutions, a lot of retail traders were upset by that. However, that money would actually be reinvested into the company, so maybe in the future, AMC stock could actually have a fundamental story behind it. Right now, we know that AMC stock has nothing to do with fundamentals. This is not a fundamental stock, and if you are invested because of AMC stock, because of the fundamentals, then you may have been invested in this stock when it was around $3 to $5 and maybe 15. But at $30, the price to earnings ratio, not good. Price to sales ratio, not good. And when everyone wanted the stock at $50 a share, same concept, right? Except the fundamentals were even worse. Now, we all know this. I know this, yet I have also been buying AMC stock around $50 a share. I've also been buying it around $38. And I was also an early investor, in my opinion, when AMC stock was around $3 to $15. But it doesn't matter. But this can definitely change and bring in more retail traders and more institutions and more banks to invest into AMC stock if AMC decides to have a better fundamental story behind it. And this will only happen if the CEO and if the company puts money back into the company, or in other words, reinvest whatever they can back into the company. So that is another key takeaway, and Mark Cuban said exactly that because he said that hopefully this will have a positive side to it, and that hopefully retail traders will help good companies grow, and this will have a long-lasting effect, and it will not be gone. This is also what I was talking about with Volkswagen. Volkswagen ended up going up, and then Volkswagen ended up following with a downside trend, and it stayed in that trend for a very long time. But with AMC stock and GameStop, do you guys think it is done? In my opinion, absolutely not. Mark Cuban does not want to just see a lot of people buy a lot of stocks that have a short float like AMC used to have and then just dump it. Right? That is not the intention of this stock. Anyone that is buying this stock, usually they are just the buy and holders. And in fact, on my Webull account, I decided to lock all of my AMC shares and I am not looking at it for at least 1 year because it is my favorite stock. And also with that, if you guys do not sell your stock for 1 year, you guys get the benefit of capital gains tax. And also, you guys will also be supporting the movement, but to each their own. If you guys have your own plan with AMC stock, do not let anyone else stop you, okay? It is your plan, it is your choice, whatever you want. But just know that if you guys have AMC shares, you are helping the movement. And so right now, there is a lot of frustration, especially with these option contracts in their premium, because no one thinks that they will work. And actually, there's a lot of arguments going on during these times. But again, what Mark Cuban said, if the retail traders, they do not have disagreements, this movement should really stay permanent for as long as it can. And unfortunately, the problem with this is that if we do have any arguments going on in the comment section, the hedge funds will try to use that against us because they will see these disagreements as an imbalance in the AMC movement. And what that imbalance means is that the hedge funds will think that the AMC movement is getting weaker and weaker. But guys, this movement is getting stronger and stronger. But sometimes I know that there are some arguments that go on, but we really need to try to be as positive as we can so that this movement can continue to flourish. Now, Now, with that being said, since today's video was just about Mark Cuban, I am definitely going to be talking about the August $145 strike price option contract. Now, we will be talking about that in a later video, so if you guys have not already, make sure you guys subscribe, comment down below your opinions about what Mark Cuban had to say, and with that being said, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.